Hey warrior, every morning you wake up to a profound opportunity, a single choice that will profoundly influence the trajectory of the next 24 hours in your life. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people aren't even consciously aware that they're making this decision. They simply tumble out of bed, instinctively reach for their smartphone, and passively allow the external world, through notifications, news headlines, or social media, to dictate their emotional state and mindset from the very start. But there's a timeless secret, rooted in ancient wisdom, that clearly distinguishes those who truly thrive and live with purpose from those who merely survive and drift through existence. This secret unfolds in those crucial first few minutes immediately after you open your eyes, when your mind is fresh and unburdened by the day's demands. The ancient Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius captured this essence in his personal journal, known as Meditations, where he wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." Far from letting this reality breed despair or defeatism, Aurelius harnessed this realistic awareness as a tool to mentally prepare himself, building inner strength and resolve rather than succumbing to surrender or frustration. In these precious morning moments, your brain is at its most malleable and receptive state, as confirmed by modern neuroscience, which demonstrates that the very first thoughts you entertain can physically rewire your neural pathways. This rewiring establishes automatic response patterns that will govern how you handle stress, interactions, and decisions throughout the entire day ahead. Yet, tragically, most individuals squander this invaluable, golden window by mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds, inadvertently absorbing other people's dramas, conflicts, and negativities, or by immediately plunging into work-related stressors without any intentional preparation. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers from Greece and Rome like Epictetus, Seneca, and Aurelius, discovered something truly revolutionary centuries ago. You have the power to deliberately program your mind for success, inner peace, and an unbreakable sense of confidence by consciously speaking 10 specific, grounded truths to yourself each morning. These aren't vague, wishful thinking affirmations or superficial positive mantras that ignore reality. Instead, they're declarations firmly rooted in the actual workings of the world, designed to align your mindset with life's inherent challenges and opportunities. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and feeling a genuine surge of excitement and readiness for the day ahead, no matter what uncertainties or obstacles lie in wait. What if you could confront criticism, unexpected setbacks, or profound uncertainty with a composed, calm confidence that leaves others intrigued, wondering about the inner knowledge or strength you possess that they seem to lack? The ancient Greeks had a precise term for this ideal state, ataraxia, which describes an unshakable tranquility, a deep, unwavering peace with yourself and your role in the universe, even as external storms of chaos, conflict, or change rage around you. This state of ataraxia isn't a genetic gift or something you're simply born with. It's a skill and habit that you cultivate deliberately, one intentional morning at a time, through consistent practice and reflection. Over the next few minutes, as you absorb this message, you're going to learn the exact words and phrases that have empowered historical figures, generals who won epic battles against overwhelming odds, entrepreneurs who built enduring empires from humble beginnings, and ordinary individuals who transformed themselves into extraordinary versions of who they were meant to be. Each of these phrases is meticulously crafted to target and address a specific common weakness that holds people back in life, such as debilitating fear, toxic comparison to others, a lack of mental focus, emotional overreactivity to minor triggers, or chronic procrastination that derails progress. But what truly sets this approach apart from the countless self-help techniques or motivational hacks you've likely encountered before is its proven longevity and resilience. These principles have been rigorously battle-tested for over 2,000 years. They sustained leaders through the trials of ancient Rome's political intrigue and wars, guided individuals through the horrors of the world wars, and continue to deliver results in the complexities of modern life today. The only real question remaining is whether you'll summon the discipline and commitment to integrate them into your daily routine. Before we dive into this life-transforming practice, I need you to take a small but meaningful action right now. Hit that like button to affirm to yourself and me that you're ready to seize control of your mornings and, by extension, your life. Then, drop a comment below sharing what your biggest morning struggle is, whether it's hitting snooze repeatedly, feeling overwhelmed by to-do lists, or starting the day with anxiety. Share this video with at least one person in your life who could benefit from hearing this message, perhaps a friend or family member stuck in a rut. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, because together we're building a powerful army of resilient individuals who refuse to let life merely happen to them. Instead, they actively shape it. Whatever you do, don't skip ahead or gloss over any part of this video. Each section is intentionally designed to build upon the previous one, creating a cumulative effect for maximum impact. If this introduction already resonates deeply with you, go ahead and share it in the comments to keep it close to your heart as a personal reminder. I control my morning. I control my day. Number 1, I am responsible for how today feels. The instant you embrace and accept complete, unwavering responsibility for your own emotional state, regardless of external circumstances, everything in your life begins to shift in profound ways. This principle isn't about harshly blaming yourself for every negative event or misfortune that occurs, far from it. Instead, it's about reclaiming your inherent power to consciously choose how you interpret and respond to whatever challenges, surprises, or interactions life throws your way. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps, discovered and articulated this truth in the most extreme conditions possible. In his seminal book Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." If Frankl could maintain a sense of inner control and purpose amid such horrific atrocities, then surely you can apply this same resilience to navigate the comparatively minor frustrations of your daily life, like a difficult commute or a tense meeting. Most people, however, live their lives as unwitting emotional victims, allowing their mood and energy to be dictated by unpredictable factors such as traffic jams, inclement weather, the rude behavior of colleagues or strangers, or even fluctuations in their bank account balance. They wake up each morning and immediately check their phone, permitting random notifications, emails, or social media posts to set the tone, either uplifting them temporarily or plunging them into negativity. This reactive approach is a form of emotional slavery, and it's precisely why so many feel chronically powerless, as if they're passengers in their own lives rather than the drivers. When you intentionally tell yourself, "I am responsible for how today feels," you're issuing a bold declaration of independence from this cycle. You're asserting that your happiness, inner peace, and self-confidence aren't commodities to be bought, sold, or influenced by the highest bidder, whether that's a boss's approval, a partner's mood, or societal expectations. Instead, you're claiming full ownership of the one unassailable aspect of your existence, your internal response to external events. Of course, this doesn't imply that you'll never experience disappointment, frustration, anger, or sadness. These are natural human emotions. What it means is that you learn to view them as temporary visitors passing through your mind, not as permanent residents that define you. You come to understand that while you can't always control what happens to you, such as a sudden job loss or a health scare, you have absolute control over what happens within you, including how you process and move forward from those events. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a former slave who rose to influence emperors, taught that we don't suffer from the events themselves but from our subjective judgments and interpretations of those events. By changing your judgment, through mindful reflection, you can effectively change the suffering. This morning affirmation serves as a powerful tool to rewire your brain, shifting your focus from seeking emotional stability in unreliable external sources to cultivating unshakable emotional strength from within. To put it into practice, start each day by placing your hand over your heart, taking a deep breath, and speaking these words with genuine conviction: "I am responsible for how today feels. My emotions are my choice. My peace is my decision. Today I choose strength over weakness, clarity over confusion, and hope over fear." Observe the transformation that unfolds when you cease being a passive victim of your circumstances and step into the role of the active author of your emotional experience. You'll uncover a profound kind of freedom, one that eludes most people throughout their entire lives, allowing you to navigate the world with greater ease and authenticity. Number 2, nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. Your peace of mind is akin to a fortified fortress, and you alone hold the position of gatekeeper, deciding what enters and what is barred. Every morning, you must consciously reaffirm this role, determining who, or what, receives permission to access and influence your mental space. Tragically, most people operate with their mental gates flung wide open, permitting every stray criticism, nagging worry, or intrusive negative thought to march in unchecked and establish a disruptive stronghold. The Roman emperor and Stoic thinker Marcus Aurelius articulated this in his Meditations, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He profoundly understood that genuine power isn't about futile attempts to control the uncontrollable aspects of the world around you, such as other people's actions or random misfortunes. It's about mastering the inner realm of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions. When you declare with intention, "Nothing can disturb my peace without my permission," you're actively establishing clear, protective boundaries around your inner world. You're proclaiming that your tranquility isn't a public domain or playground where anyone, be it a critical coworker, a demanding family member, or even your own self-doubt, can freely create chaos and upheaval. In essence, you become the vigilant security guard of your own mind, screening entrance with discernment. This practice doesn't require you to become emotionally detached, robotic, or indifferent to the world. Rather, it encourages the development of what the Stoics term the discipline of desire, the skill of remaining centered and balanced amid external turbulence, while still engaging fully with life. For instance, you can acknowledge that someone has said something hurtful without allowing it to hijack your entire day or erode your self-worth. You can recognize a professional setback, like a rejected proposal, without letting it shatter your overall confidence or motivation. The key lies in that sacred pause, the brief, intentional space between an external stimulus, what happens to you, and your internal response, how you react to it. Most people react so impulsively and automatically that they remain unaware this pause even exists, leading to knee-jerk emotions that spiral out of control. But by training yourself through daily practice to identify and extend this pause, you unlock what feels like a personal superpower, the ability to choose responses that align with your values rather than being driven by fleeting impulses. To integrate this into your routine, every morning stand in front of a mirror, make direct eye contact with yourself, and speak these words firmly: "Nothing can disturb my peace without my permission. I am the guardian of my inner world. Today I choose who and what gets access to my mind. My peace is not for sale, not for rent, and not up for negotiation." Pay close attention to how differently you navigate the world when you internalize that your peace is entirely within your grasp and control. You become truly unshakable, not because bad things cease to happen, but because you've mastered the art of protecting what matters most, your mental and emotional well-being. I encourage you to reinforce this by dropping this affirmation in the comments below: "I am the guardian of my own peace." Number 3. Today I focus only on what I can control. One of the quickest paths to mental exhaustion and insanity is the habitual attempt to control elements of life that are fundamentally beyond your influence or power. Yet, every single day, millions of individuals drain vast amounts of their precious mental energy fretting over uncontrollable factors like other people's opinions, the whims of the weather, global economic shifts, political developments, or a myriad of other variables they have no real sway over. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, in his teachings compiled in the Enchiridion, outlined a foundational Stoic principle: some things are within our power, while others are not. He elegantly divided all of existence into two distinct categories, the controllable and the uncontrollable, urging his followers to master this distinction as the key to a masterful life. What falls squarely under your control? It's a focused list: your personal effort in tasks, your attitude toward events, the words you choose to speak, your actions and behaviors, your reactions to provocations, and the decisions you make in the moment. That's the extent of it. Everything else, such as how others behave, the irreversible events of the past, the uncertain outcomes of the future, natural disasters like earthquakes, market crashes, or even your boss's unpredictable mood, lies entirely outside your sphere of influence, no matter how much you wish otherwise. Sadly, most people invert this wisdom entirely. They devote 80% or more of their mental resources to wrestling with the uncontrollable, while neglecting or underinvesting in the areas where they can actually make a tangible difference. They obsess over hypothetical scenarios that might unfold next month, ignoring actionable steps they could take today. They stress endlessly about what someone might think of them, rather than concentrating on personal growth and becoming the person they aspire to be. When you awaken each morning and firmly declare, "Today I focus only on what I can control," you're making a strategic, empowering choice to allocate your limited mental and emotional resources where they can yield real returns, prioritizing effectiveness over futile anxiety, proactive action over passive worry, and genuine influence over feelings of helplessness. The ancient Greek Stoics employed a practical visualization exercise known as the circle of control to reinforce this mindset. Imagine your life divided into 3 concentric circles: the innermost for things you control completely, like your effort and attitude; the middle for things you can partially influence, like relationships through communication; and the outermost for things beyond any control, like global events. Your task is to direct 90% of your attention to the inner circle, 10% to the middle, and absolutely 0 to the outer one. This simple morning practice revolutionizes your daily experience. Instead of starting the day overwhelmed by the world's endless problems, you begin energized by the opportunities within your own domain to create positive change. Rather than feeling scattered and powerless, you cultivate a sense of focused empowerment. Instead of diffuse anxiety, you achieve laser-like clarity and purpose. To embody this, stand tall, look yourself squarely in the eye, perhaps in a mirror, and affirm with deep conviction, "Today I focus only on what I can control. I will not waste energy on things outside my power. My attention goes to my actions, my effort, and my responses. This is where my power lives." Number 4, my worth is not measured by today's outcomes. Your intrinsic value as a human being, your core worth, has absolutely nothing to do with whether you secure that promotion, win a heated argument, or experience a flawlessly productive day. Yet, in our achievement-driven society, most people tie their self-worth to these transient daily performances, turning their sense of value into an emotional roller coaster that rises with successes and plummets with failures. The Stoic philosopher Seneca, who served as an advisor to Roman emperors and amassed great wealth only to face exile under Emperor Caligula and later a forced suicide under Nero, learned this lesson through personal hardship. In his writings, he reflected, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end," emphasizing that external achievements are fleeting and impermanent, while your inner worth remains eternal and unchanging. Society bombards us with messages that measure personal value by productivity metrics, financial status, relationship milestones, or a checklist of accomplishments, leading many to wake up each morning feeling compelled to prove their worth through what they achieve before the day ends. This mindset is not only exhausting but ultimately destructive, as it renders your self-esteem fragile and dependent on factors that are often partially or wholly outside your control, such as luck, timing, or others' decisions. When you consciously tell yourself, "My worth is not measured by today's outcomes," you're liberating yourself from this insidious performance trap. You're declaring that your value is inherent and inborn, something that exists independently of external validations, and not something that must be earned or negotiated daily. You were valuable before today's challenges arose, and you'll remain so after today's victories or defeats pass. Your essence isn't subject to fluctuation based on temporary circumstances like a project success or failure. Importantly, this affirmation doesn't mean you abandon ambition or stop caring about results. It simply decouples your effort from your identity. You can strive for excellence in your work, relationships, or goals without staking your self-respect on the outcome. You can feel disappointed by a poor result, such as a missed deadline, without allowing it to devastate your self-image. Conversely, you can celebrate a win without becoming overly dependent on such highs for your sense of worth. The ancient Stoics grasped that authentic confidence stems from a deep knowledge of your core self, unaffected by surface-level events. They referred to outcomes as preferred indifference, things you'd naturally prefer, like success or health, but that don't ultimately define or diminish your worth if they don't materialize. Getting the job is preferred, but not getting it doesn't make you any less valuable as a person. To make this a daily habit, every morning remind yourself of this freeing truth through affirmation: my worth is not measured by today's outcomes. I am valuable because I exist, not because of what I achieve. Today I will give my best effort while knowing that my value is not on trial. Success or failure, I remain worthy of love, respect, and dignity. Number 5, I will act, not just intend. The chasm between noble intentions and concrete action is the silent graveyard where countless dreams, aspirations, and potential achievements go to die unfulfilled. Every morning, millions of people rise with grand, inspiring plans swirling in their minds. They'll launch that business venture, reach out to an old friend, kickstart a new workout regimen, or finally begin writing that book they've always talked about. But by evening, those intentions often remain just that, thoughts without follow-through, leading to another day of stagnation. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself of this pitfall in his journal, writing, "In the morning, when thou risest unwillingly, let this thought be present: I am rising to the work of a human being." He recognized that mere intentions, no matter how well formed, are essentially sophisticated excuses for procrastination if not paired with decisive action. The fundamental difference between truly successful individuals and the rest isn't superior talent, strokes of luck, or favorable circumstances. It's their consistent ability to bridge the gap between thinking about something and actually doing it. While most people spend endless time perfecting their plans in theory, successful people prioritize perfecting their execution in practice. While the masses wait passively for the perfect moment or ideal conditions to materialize, achievers actively create those moments through bold, immediate steps forward. When you declare each morning, "I will act, not just intend," you're committing to becoming a person defined by action rather than by endless preparation or overanalysis. You're choosing to embrace imperfect doing over flawless planning that never launches, recognizing that starting messily is far better than never starting at all. At its core, Stoic philosophy is predicated on the idea that virtue manifests through action. It's insufficient to merely know what's right or wise, you must embody it by doing what's right, even when it's challenging. Knowledge without application is little more than intellectual entertainment, devoid of real-world impact. Psychologists today echo this with the concept of implementation intentions, where you link your goals to specific behaviors, shifting from vague wishes like, "I want to exercise," to actionable commitments like, "I will act on my health goals by going for a run at 7 a.m. The moment you make this shift from intending to acting, your entire life dynamic changes. You transition from being a passive spectator, watching opportunities slip by, to becoming the proactive main character who drives the narrative. You stop waiting for external permission or validation and start forging your own opportunities. You cease hoping for improvement and begin actively making things better through tangible steps. To solidify this, stand up right now, or each morning, and make this resolute commitment aloud: "I will act, not just intend. Today I choose action over analysis, progress over perfection, and doing over dreaming. My intentions mean nothing without my actions. Today I act." Number 6, every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. Consider this timeless analogy: the same intense fire that softens and melts butter can harden and strengthen steel. It's all about what you're made of and how you respond when life intensifies the heat. Every morning, you have the power to decide which path you'll take when obstacles arise. Will you melt under pressure, or will you emerge tougher and more resilient? Most people instinctively view challenges as unfair punishments or cruel twists of fate, but the wise, drawing from Stoic insight, see them as essential training grounds, like a gymnasium where character is sculpted, strength is forged, and personal growth is accelerated. Admiral James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy officer who endured 7 grueling years of torture and imprisonment as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, attributed his survival and mental fortitude to the principles of Stoicism he studied beforehand. He famously stated, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be." Stockdale's experience illustrated that challenges don't inherently break you, they reveal your true composition and provide invaluable opportunities to build greater strength, both mentally and emotionally. Right now, in your own life, you're likely facing some form of difficulty, perhaps financial strain from rising costs, relational tensions with a partner or family, health concerns that disrupt your routine, or career uncertainties in a volatile job market. Your initial gut reaction might be to wish these problems away, to lament your bad luck, or to indulge in self-pity. But what if you reframed your perspective entirely? What if these challenges aren't random afflictions happening to you as a victim, but purposeful experiences happening for you, as a catalyst for development? The ancient Stoics held this revolutionary view on adversity. They perceived difficulties as deliberate training exercises orchestrated by fate, or the universe, to hone their virtues and character. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this in Meditations, writing, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, every obstacle inherently contains the seeds of opportunity, growth, or innovation, if you cultivate the vision to recognize and harvest them. When you affirm to yourself, every challenge is a chance to grow stronger, you're fundamentally reshaping your relationship with difficulty, moving from a victim mentality to that of a lifelong student eager to learn from life's curriculum. You stop asking resentful questions like, "Why is this happening to me?" and start posing empowering ones like, "What is this trying to teach me? How can I use this to improve?" This mindset doesn't suggest you should masochistically enjoy suffering or actively seek out problems. Rather, it acknowledges that struggle is the inevitable price of meaningful growth, and that growth, in turn, is the price of a fulfilling, purposeful life. Just as a muscle only develops and strengthens when subjected to resistance through weight training, your character and resilience only deepen when tested by real-world challenges. To prepare your mind each morning for the day's potential trials, affirm this truth: every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. I welcome difficulties as opportunities to develop my character. Today's obstacles are tomorrow's strengths. I do not pray for an easier life, I pray to become a stronger person. Number 7. I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. Comparison has long been called the thief of joy, but it goes further. It's also a ruthless destroyer of personal progress, self-confidence, and the pursuit of authentic success. Every morning, millions of people awaken and, almost immediately, begin the toxic habit of measuring their lives against the polished highlight reels they encounter on social media, conveniently forgetting that they're pitting their raw, behind-the-scenes reality against someone else's meticulously curated, filtered performance. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely advised in his teachings how much unnecessary trouble one avoids by not peering into what their neighbor says, does, or possesses, but instead focusing solely on their own actions and path. He understood that your only true, meaningful competition should be the version of yourself from yesterday, not the seemingly perfect lives of others. In our digital age, social media has amplified comparison into a relentless, 24/7 addiction. You scroll past someone's exotic vacation photos and suddenly your own life feels dull and unadventurous. You see a peer's promotion announcement and your career path seems stagnant by contrast. You encounter romantic relationship posts and your love life appears inadequate or flawed. But what remains hidden in these snapshots are the full truths, their private struggles, deep-seated fears, painful failures, and moments of profound doubt that everyone experiences but few share publicly. When you declare each morning, "I will not compare my journey to anyone else's," you're consciously choosing to run your own unique race, at your own deliberate pace, toward a finish line that you've defined for yourself. You're refusing to let other people's timelines, milestones, or apparent successes dictate or undermine your self-worth. You're acknowledging the undeniable reality that every individual has distinct starting points, resources, challenges, and personal definitions of what constitutes success, factors shaped by background, opportunities, and life circumstances. Your journey is inherently unique because you are unique. Your experiences, strengths, weaknesses, dreams, and obstacles form a one-of-a-kind narrative that can't be replicated or fairly compared. Attempting to follow someone else's path is like trying to squeeze into shoes tailored for another person. They might appear stylish from afar, but they'll never fit comfortably and will inevitably cause blisters and pain over time. The most genuinely successful and fulfilled people have mastered this by defining success on their own terms. They've stopped chasing superficial impressiveness for audiences they don't truly care about, and instead focus on achievements that align with their values. They've learned to genuinely celebrate others' wins without feeling diminished, and to appreciate their own incremental progress without craving constant external validation or applause. To commit to this authentic way of living, affirm each morning, I will not compare my journey to anyone else's. My path is unique, my timing is perfect, and my progress is meaningful. Today, I celebrate others' successes without questioning my own worth. I am exactly where I need to be on my unique journey. Number 8. I choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is notoriously fickle and unreliable, much like the weather. It's unpredictable, often short-lived, and entirely beyond your direct control. Some mornings, you might wake up brimming with energy, feeling invincible and ready to conquer ambitious goals. On others, even the simple act of getting out of bed feels like an insurmountable task. Discipline, however, is more akin to the steady rhythm of breathing. It functions reliably whether you feel like it or not, providing a consistent foundation for progress. The Roman general and Stoic exemplar Cato the Younger was renowned for his ironclad discipline. Even during Rome's harsh winters, he would walk barefoot through the snow-covered streets to toughen his resolve and demonstrate that comfort is often the subtle enemy of greatness. Cato proved through his life that you don't need fleeting bursts of motivation to take action, you simply need the steadfast bridge of discipline to connect your goals to actual accomplishment. Most people fall into the trap of waiting for motivation to strike like a bolt of lightning, believing they must feel inspired, energized, or excited before they can begin. As a result, they procrastinate endlessly, wondering why their goals remain distant dreams while others advance. In contrast, disciplined individuals build empires and achieve extraordinary feats, while the unmotivated accumulate excuses. When you affirm, I choose discipline over motivation, you're declaring independence from the tyranny of your transient feelings. You're vowing that your actions will no longer be held hostage by emotional whims or moods. You're committing to becoming someone who reliably does what needs to be done, even when it's inconvenient, tedious, or outright unappealing. Discipline is like a muscle, it strengthens with consistent use and exercise. Every time you opt for discipline over immediate comfort, such as choosing to exercise despite fatigue or tackling a difficult task instead of scrolling, you add resilience to your character. Each instance where you follow through on a commitment when you don't feel like it reinforces your self-trust and reliability. The Stoics described this as the discipline of action, the capacity to perform what virtue and wisdom demand, regardless of difficulty, boredom, or discomfort. They knew that while motivation ebbs and flows unpredictably, discipline generates the steady, consistent actions that compound into remarkable lives over time. Consider the most accomplished person you admire. Chances are, they're not inherently more motivated than you, they're simply more disciplined, having learned to separate their behaviors from fleeting emotions and anchor them to enduring values. To harness this power each morning, make this commitment: I choose discipline over motivation. I will act based on my commitments, not my feelings. Today I do what I said I would do, regardless of how I feel about doing it. My discipline is my superpower. Reinforce it by dropping this affirmation in the comments: my discipline creates my destiny. Number 9. Gratitude will shape how I see the day. Your perspective isn't just a viewpoint, it's the very fabric of your reality, and gratitude acts as the transformative lens that turns everyday, ordinary moments into profound, extraordinary blessings worthy of appreciation. Every morning, you face a choice: to fixate on what's lacking or missing from your life, which breeds discontent and misery, or to spotlight what's already abundantly present, fostering a sense of fulfillment and abundance. The Stoic philosopher Seneca captured this in his letters, writing, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He emphasized that gratitude isn't about naively denying problems or pretending life is flawless. It's about consciously recognizing the quiet miracles and gifts that coexist alongside those problems, maintaining a balanced view. Right now, as you read or listen to this, consider the effortless wonders happening within you. Your heart beats rhythmically without conscious effort, your lungs draw in life-sustaining breath automatically, you likely have access to clean water and shelter, basic necessities that billions throughout history have lacked, and you're engaging with this content through technology that would have seemed like sorcery to people just a century ago. Yet, most mornings, people wake up defaulting to a scarcity mindset, ruminating on what they don't have, like more money, better relationships, or ideal health. When you declare, "Gratitude will shape how I see the day," you're intentionally choosing to retrain your brain to prioritize noticing abundance over scarcity. Modern neuroscience supports this, showing that regular gratitude practice physically rewires your brain, forging new neural pathways that enhance natural optimism, emotional resilience, and overall contentment, even in tough times. Gratitude doesn't require ignoring real issues, such as financial debt or personal conflicts. It's about preserving perspective and remembering that even on your worst days, there are elements worth cherishing, like a supportive friend or a simple meal. True happiness, as the Stoics taught, isn't derived from acquiring everything you desire but from deeply appreciating everything you already possess. They practiced an exercise called negative visualization, where they'd mentally rehearse losing what they currently had, health, loved ones, possessions, not to foster pessimism, but to heighten gratitude for those things in the present moment. Incorporating this into your morning routine will overhaul your day. Instead of starting focused on stressors and deficits, you begin attuned to blessings and positives. Instead of feeling deprived, you feel richly abundant. Instead of viewing obstacles as threats, you see them as growth opportunities amid a grateful framework. Affirm, "Gratitude will shape how I see the day. I will notice the good that surrounds me. Today, I choose abundance over scarcity, appreciation over complaint, and wonder over worry. My grateful heart creates my happy life." Number 10. I will end the day better than I started. Every sunrise presents you with an implicit contract. Invest the hours of this day wisely, and you'll retire to bed that evening enriched, with greater wisdom gleaned from experiences, stronger character forged through trials, and closer alignment to the fullest version of yourself you're destined to become. This principle isn't about demanding massive, overnight breakthroughs or revolutionary changes every single day. Rather, it's about harnessing the powerful compound effect of small, consistent improvements that, over time, elevate ordinary routines into the foundation of an extraordinary life. Seneca, the Stoic thinker, incorporated a reflective evening ritual into his practice, where he would quietly review the day's events and ask himself probing questions like, "What wound did I heal today? What failing did I resist? Where can I show improvement?" He recognized that the aim wasn't unattainable perfection but steady, measurable progress, that even incremental advancements compound into profound transformation. Mathematically, if you commit to just a 1% improvement each day, over the course of a year, you'll end up approximately 37 times better, stronger, or more capable than when you began. When you affirm, "I will end the day better than I started," you're essentially converting every day into a personalized masterclass in self-development. You wake up as version 1.0 of yourself in the morning and evolve into version 1.01 by nightfall. Though the change may seem minor in isolation, its cumulative impact is staggering. This mindset alters how you engage with everything. A difficult conversation becomes a prime opportunity to practice courage and empathy. A mistake or failure turns into valuable data for refining future decisions. A frustrating delay, like being stuck in traffic, morphs into a chance to cultivate patience and mindfulness. Every encounter and experience shifts from being mere happenings to you into raw materials for your growth. The elegance of this approach lies in its resilience. It renders true failure impossible. Even on a terrible day filled with setbacks, you can still fulfill the affirmation by extracting lessons from what went wrong. Even amid mistakes, you grow by mining wisdom from them. Even if you fall short of lofty goals, you improve by analyzing and adjusting. Your strategies for tomorrow. This isn't about self-criticism or rigid perfectionism. It's about intentionality in your personal evolution, viewing each day as a precious, non-renewable gift that deserves mindful stewardship. By consistently ending each day better than you began, you generate unstoppable momentum that propels you toward the life you envision and deserve. Remember, your future self is directly dependent on the choices and efforts you invest today. Honor that by making them count. These 10 morning declarations aren't mere words or rote recitations. They're a comprehensive blueprint for constructing an unshakable, resilient life grounded in Stoic wisdom. By beginning each day claiming full responsibility for your emotional experience, vigilantly protecting your inner peace, laser focusing on what you can truly control, affirming your inherent worth independent of outcomes, prioritizing action over mere intention, embracing challenges as growth catalysts, avoiding the pitfalls of comparison, favoring discipline over unreliable motivation, shaping your perspective through gratitude, and committing to daily incremental improvement, you evolve from someone who merely reacts to life's whims into someone who deliberately creates and directs it. The ancient Stoics grasped a crucial insight that much of modern self-help overlooks. True inner strength isn't about superficial positive thinking or denying the existence of problems. It's about cultivating robust internal resources to face whatever life presents with wisdom, courage, poise, and grace. These morning statements form your daily training regimen for developing precisely that kind of enduring strength. You don't need to master them perfectly from day one. Consistency is the key. Begin with the one declaration that resonates most powerfully with you personally, and gradually weave in the others as habits form. The objective isn't to transform into a full-fledged Stoic philosopher overnight. It's to become incrementally more resilient, more intentional in your choices, and more empowered in shaping your own experience with each passing day. Ultimately, your mornings set the tone for your days. Your days accumulate to form your life, and your life, in turn, crafts the legacy you leave behind. Make every element of this chain count. If this message has struck a chord or inspired you, please take a moment to hit that like button as a vote of commitment. Share this video with someone in your circle who could use this wisdom to reclaim their mornings. Drop a comment below with your favorite morning declaration from the list, and remember to subscribe for more content designed to change lives for the better. Your future self will be profoundly grateful for the investment you're making in your mornings right now.